Well, good morning. Join me this morning on the banks of the Relief Channel. As you can see, just putting a bit of bait in. Back on the old bream hunt. I don't pre-bait. A lot of people sort of question, you know, does he pre-bait? Well, I don't pre-bait. I just turn up and I put a lot of bait out. Same on 10 Mile Bank. Even in the winter, I put a lot of bait out. I think this is about the 12th or 14th. You know, big old feeders. Got quite a strong ground bait. Bait Tech Max Feeder and Bait Tech Pro Natural Bream Dark. So gives you that sort of deep olive sort of green colour. And in there as well, I've got some 2mm Bait Tech fish meal micros, and they'll break down in the water. So I've got it clipped up, fishing down the middle, wading out. As you can see, there's a very good chance that the water level could well come up. It's down quite low at the moment. So I suppose I've got my platform about 10 inches off the water. If I do need to move back, I will. So what I'm going to do is put another 4 or 5 of these out, and I'll put some particles out on top of that. I tend to use the same rod for baiting up here as what I do for fishing. It's a Cadence 13-foot number 3 feeder. I've got CS 5000 reel. I've got 6-pound mainline, but I've got an 8-pound shock leader. Because as you can imagine, I mean, this is a 30-gram Guru bait up feeder. So you fill that full of ground bait. Probably got 2 ounces nearly. Then you're going to put a lot of pressure on the rod when you're casting. That's where that shock leader comes in. Do like standing in the water. So like I say, I'll put another couple of these out. Then we'll go on to the particles. Then we'll set the rest of the gear up. And we'll start fishing. So the particles I'm going to put out: corn, castor, dead maggot. Make sure you hit the clip every single time so the bait's going exactly the same place. Probably got about 12 foot of water, I think, out there, with the level being low. So one more of these, then put the rest of the bits and pieces out. There we go. So that's the initial ground bait gone in. There's still going to be a bit more going in when I put the particles. It's early morning, so I got out and about early this morning. It's meant to be warm later, so So you get a few hours in before, I mean, the sun will be coming up the back there. So on the old Guru feeder, they're a bit of a pain to get on, but they are absolutely brilliant. That's the particle cap. There you go, look at that. So I can bang a load of particles in there now without any fear of coming out. So we start with castor, we got dead maggot, and we got corn. So I'm going to carry on putting this out. Probably take me about another 5 or 10 minutes to get it all back out. And I'm going to get all the gear sorted, and I'll catch up with you just about when I'll start to fish. Here we go. Or as my mate Charlie says, go on, babby. Well, here we go, first cast. I've chopped up probably about ¼ kilo worm. Chopped all that up. I've also added to that the remainder of the castor. So I brought I had a pint, probably a ¼ pint left over from a few hours yesterday. So I've probably put in about 3/4 of a pint, and I've got the remainder in with the worm there. I'm starting off by fishing herring worm. Sun's just coming up over the top. And like I say, yeah, I'm going to start off by fishing double herring worm. And I'm fishing a size 12 with 016 fluorocarbon. All maggots are coming round nicely. So yeah, the trap's all set. As you know, this season I've been trying to get double figure fish. When we fished up this area a couple of weeks ago, I did weigh a double figure fish with my mate's Keith. So I do know they're in the area. So yeah, I have seen one fish roll sort of 3 parts the way across, a little bit further along. But yeah, we'll just have to see what happens, really. I mean, I'm always going to be mindful about the level of the water as well. I'll say if it does start to come up, I'll keep an eye on it. It is actually level is starting to rise a little bit now. So I will keep an eye on it. If it gets too high, then like I say, I've got about another 2 inches on the legs to lower down. But for this first hour, I'm probably going to have regular casts every sort of 5-7 minutes. Putting some chopped worm in and cast every single time I go out. It's got the old drag set just in case as well. So there we go, we've got double hair rig worm. And I'm fishing a 40 gram Guru feeder there. So you've got like sliding helicopter rig. That'll slide in between 2 stops. I've probably got round about, I don't know, 3/4 of a metre. 016 fluorocarbon, which is Colmic King. So like I say, I'm just going to have regular casts every 5 to 7 minutes. It's on the money. Then sort of after the first hour, leave that there probably for about 10 to 12 minutes just to see. So the trap is set. yet again. Not expecting a lot of action due to it going to be bright today. Maybe some cloud cover come over later. But we can but hope. So got the week off. We're out here trying to catch fish. Then today is a good day. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Fingers crossed. First one in the bag. Still see anything there?
Yeah.
It's you in bream, that's what it is, isn't it? Well,
With me?
did you do the weekend?
Yeah.
And?
It's 7.
What, carp?
Yeah.
Oh, fair play.
4 20s and 30 and a 14.
What did you change?
The fish were there, that made a difference. Caught from the off. I did, to be fair though, I did only put out 40. I didn't put no part of that.
Did you use any of that glove?
They were glugged in it, yeah. Yeah, they were glugged in it. But your bream come in the next day and I'm going to smash the bream.
Well, all I've done here, put lighter line on.
Yeah.
Instead of hair rigging the worm, I've hooked it.
Yeah.
That's gone straight away. And that cloud's come over.
I'm not used to seeing people playing bream, I normally just crack a bit.
Well, we've had 2 bream. One of probably about 6 and the other's probably around about 9, 8.5, 9. Had some cloud cover. Now the sun's come back out. I've had a couple of liners, so you know, I know there's 1 or 2 fish mooching about. So I swapped over to a sort of bit light setup as well. I'm using the 13-foot number 2 feeder this time. I'm actually fishing 5-pound mainline, 6-pound shock leader. And I've got 0.15 down to a size 12 Preston N30. Instead of hair rigging the worm, I'm just hooking 2 worms on. And I can fish 4 or 5 maggots as well. Like I say, the second bream just sort of really came out of nowhere. And then I've had 1 or 2 sort of line bites as well. So there's definitely fish mooching about. Like I say, could do with the cloud coming back over. As we all know, bream don't like bright conditions. So there is a bit of cloud about, but see what happens, keep plugging away. I mean, at least we know, like I say, I had 1 or 2 indications, so there is some fish mooching about, like didn't have that happen before. So yeah, I'm still quite hopeful we might get another one just yet. Well, just reached the end of the session. As I expected, how bright it had been, not ideal bream conditions. I did manage 2. Had a couple of liners, had a perch and a couple of roach. I always think if them bream in your swim, you ain't going to catch the perch, you ain't going to catch the roach. So I've just put fish back. I've got the biggest one here, which is just over 8 pound. I think it was at 8 pound 4. So yeah, all in all, it's been tough, but it's been enjoyable, like any session is. And look at that, absolute lump of a bream. There you go. Like I say, it's been tough going, but it's rewarding when you get a fish like that. Absolutely brilliant. Well, I'm going to put net to dry, probably carry on for about another half an hour. But all in all, we'll see you next time on the bank. Hopefully, might get my double figure fish yet. You never know. Oosh!